Hey guys, today's topic is what is the dumbest lie you told that became true? In the 5th grade, I didn't feel like running the mile in PE. So I told the teacher I felt sick. She knew I was full of it, but she let me go to the nurse anyway. I'd figured I'd just lie down for the period and send back to class. Nurse took my temperature and it read 102, so school policy stated I had to be sent home. Got the rest of the day off to lie in bed and watch Disney Channel. I told some people at my college that my nickname was Rocking. They put it in the registry and a bunch of staff started calling me that when I checked into events or whatever. And so soon everyone called me that. I gave myself a nickname and it stuck. I was probably about 7 and on vacation with my family, and they weren't paying any attention to me and constantly interrupting me. They were talking about someone they knew who had cows, so in annoyance I pound in an abstract direction and yell, "Hey, a cow!" And they all go silent. Then I hear my dad say, "Oh my god, you're right," just as the skinniest cow emerges from behind some foliage. At the end of my 1st grade, for some reason I told my friends I was moving and wouldn't be back next year. No idea what my reasoning was. Later that night, a bunch of shit went down with my now ex stepdad, and my mom and I ended up moving states the next day. I lied I was bit by a dog to sound cool as a 6-year-old when my parents asked me about an open wound and got rabies shots. Couple months later, I really got bit by a dog. It was not cool. Edit punctuation. Before seeing Captain Marvel, I jokingly said the cat and Nick Fury are a couple in this movie. That's actually how elusive is I. I had said this thinking it was just so far-fetched and stupid that it couldn't possibly be true. Oops. When Transformers 1 came out, me and my brother loved it. Then Transformer 2 was announced, and without saying anything or knowing anything, I told him Megatron would come back and was revived. Completely lied. Go to see the movie with my brother and dad and uncle. Ding, ding, ding. Megatron revival. I'm 18 years or older. It's okay, those websites all believed you. Hehe. When I was in reception or kindergarten for those not in the UK, I went around telling everyone that I was a hairdresser for some reason, specifically insisting that I cut and styled my own hair. Obviously, no one believed me, so I proceeded to cut my entire ponytail off from just behind the bobble, leaving me with a bald patch and a sort of horseshoe style gradient of hair length around it. When I was 12, I had a geography teacher I really hated. Even had the surname of Grief and lived up to it its entirety. Wednesdays, I had geography as my first lesson of the day, and I woke up one morning and decided that I really didn't want to go to school that day. I massively played up a really small stomachache I had, and surprisingly, my dad, who usually never bought my took me seriously and we went to the doctor's surgery. After being examined by the doctor, he told me that I had an inflated appendix and that it actually looked quite serious. I was as surprised as anybody, and 6 hours later I was in hospital having it removed. I thought I faked the stomachache to get out of school, actually had appendicitis and got it removed because it was gonna blow. I was 7 at that time. I was at my friend's house and she said, "My dad is stronger than yours. He makes my mom shout when they wrestle." I just said, My dad is the Hulk. He smashes my mom every night. I then proceeded to say, Hulk smash. The next day, my friend had a sleepover at my house. We heard my mom's bed crash and break. We went to see what happened. We entered their room and they both covered up Wookley with the sticks on the floor by the broken bed. I used to work at Walmart and would always be the first choice to fill in for the cart pushers when they called out. One day when we had heavy rain, I wrapped my hand up with a bandage thing and told the managers that I injured my hand so I could not push carts. Of course, the cart pushers were all sick on the day we had heavy rain. 45 minutes into my shift, I actually injured my hand. Took like 2 weeks to heal.